And there we are, right back. Except
Right back.
we've got Jillian here now this time and Shinji. But Jillian, kick us off. Where are we? What are we doing? What is this stream that people have turned into or tuned into?
Pretty exciting. We've got a series of startups that are at reInvent who are going to share what are the problems that they're solving, how they're innovating, and a little bit more about what you can do if you're interested in learning more and actually checking them out. And so the first one here today is Shinji, who from SelectStar. So Shinji, you want to say hi?
Hi, nice to meet you all. Excited to be here. I'm actually at the reInvent Expo floor, and it's really exciting to see the passion and energy that's starting to get built up here.
Are you at your booth?
No, I just found a place that I can actually sit down and it's not too noisy. So yeah, but we do have a booth at reInvent. It's booth number 1247. Would love to see anyone that is actually attending the conference. Should I say something about SelectStar?
Yeah, what is SelectStar?
Great. So we are a startup. We've been around for about 3 years. We focus on automated data discovery and governance for modern data stack. So if you have Redshift, Glue, Snowflake, BigQuery, and along with BI tools like Looker, Tableau, Power BI, we help you find and understand data that you have, because today everyone is swimming through hundreds and thousands of tables and dashboards, and it may not be clear where the data is coming from, who's using this inside the company, what are the analysis that's been already done about this data set. And SelectStar will automatically pull out metadata, query logs, activity logs, analyze them all, and give you an auto-generated documentation and search engine for anyone in your company to be able to use.
Well, I can imagine there definitely comes a point at any company where that is something that is going to be a problem and they're going to want a solution for it. So with that, I think it'd be really helpful if there's anything that you can show us and to the audience, really of what SelectStar is all about. Do you have a demo?
Sure. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Okay, great.
I'm keeping an eye. When I see your screen, I'll throw it up.
Yeah, you guys are going to show up first, and then here's SelectStar. Can you guys see my screen?
Now everybody can see your
There we go.
screen.
Great.
Go for it, Shinji.
So this is the main page of SelectStar, where we point out what are the new assets that's been created recently, what are most popular, what other people are doing inside. We allow you to also create tags so that you can organize your data by a certain domain category or certain status labels, like whether this is a bronze, silver, or gold table, whether this is to be deprecated or something that analysts are approving. Having these labels and tags are really helpful, because if I don't know anything about the data, I can still refer to whether this is a data set that I can actually trust. And within each table, you get to define different business owners or technical owners. We tell you what the popularity of the data set is like. So you get to find out how many people and how often this data is being used inside the company. We'll also give you these links where if there are other data sets or documentation that's referring to this data set, you'll be able to see them automatically, and we create this backlink for you. So you can actually track everything around this data, including what data is in here versus how they are tagged, who's using this, what type of queries are running, and how other people are actually utilizing this data. One of the things that a lot of our customers really like is our data lineage feature. I actually have this loaded up here for Redshift. So for this table orders, what we are seeing is that there are different data sources already connected from Tableau, which goes all the way to this dashboard. And you can actually see it per column or specific dashboard which specific columns are being used from the database side. So when you have to look into why is the number look like this? Where is the data coming from? You can trace it back all the way to your data warehouse, and vice versa. If you are making any changes onto your metadata, like you're changing a name of the column or type of the column, you can also easily find out how many dashboards and what might break. So we have a kind of like this impact analysis feature where you can see the dashboards that are crashing, that may crash, and who's created them and who are the top users. So before you make any changes, you can check this out right away.
That's super cool.
Um,
Shinji, I gotta ask. I mean, it looks like SelectStar addresses so many of the challenges that originate from data sprawl, right? Which is something that a lot of data analyst teams are facing. What would you say are like the three biggest challenges that data analyst teams face when they're trying to analyze data from all these disparate different databases and data sources?
Sure. So first and foremost, because a lot of data teams today deal with so many data sets, especially when they are joining a new organization, for them to ramp up, it takes a much longer time because they don't have all the context. And without a tool like SelectStar, you have to ask other people one by one, what is this data set about, so on and so forth. Even with the existing analysts that have been utilizing the data, it doesn't mean that they know everything about everything in the data warehouse. So with everyone having partial information about the data warehouse, this challenge around figuring out the tribal knowledge, I would say, is the first problem that we help solving. The second problem is around dependencies and management. So this is what Lineage helps solve. So when I am trying to make any changes, there may be dependencies that I am not aware of. And without having an automated tool that can pick out, hey, these are the other dashboards it's using, here are the other pipelines that are utilizing this data set. These are the parts that are not readily available directly from data warehouses or BI tools right away. So without a tool that gives you a column level lineage, if you are making changes, then it's likely that there may be something that's broken that you might find out about later or get calls in the middle of the night. So I would say that is a second part of the challenge. Last part or problem or challenge that we help solving is, I would say, self-service analytics. So more data teams want to ensure that more people inside the company have a similar amount of understanding and the context of the data, because they created all these dashboards and analytics, and they want to make sure that everyone understands where to find it and what it means. And sometimes it's very hard to disseminate all the knowledge throughout the organization without necessarily having a tool that everyone can access to look up the what this metric means or what this business process means, how it's connected to different data models. So this is a one part that we also make sure that there is a single source of truth utilizing our metrics and docs function.
Yeah, you mentioned data teams, and so data teams can mean all different kinds of sizes. So do you have any recommendations of what size team, or maybe either it's size or personas in that team it makes sense for someone to actually start being able to utilize SelectStar to get the most value?
Yeah, generally we see data teams at minimum of about 10 people get the most value out of SelectStar, so 10 or more. Usually it could be less, but these are people that are doing a ton of work to help like hundreds of employee organization. But we do have customers from companies at size of 300 people all the way to 50,000 people. So I think that in terms of scaling, we do see more issues as companies grow, but we do start seeing these problems happening, and also for them to try out a new tool even when they are a little bit smaller, between the sizes, like data team sizes of 5 to 10 people. And I'm talking about both data platform engineering team plus the data analyst team together.
What's the difference there? I'll ask for our viewers. What's the difference between the data platform team and the
I
data
would say the
analyst?
main difference here is that data engineers and data platform teams usually focus on the infrastructure and pipeline generation, making sure the data is being transferred correctly and actually being transformed correctly, whereas data analysts and data scientists are focused on analyzing the transformed data and creating insights and dashboards that business stakeholders will consume.
Love it. I love it. That makes a lot of sense. Do you see equal amounts of your customers working with SelectStar from the engineering or platform side as well as the analysts, or is it mainly for one of those groups?
I would say it's both. In the beginning, it's the platform and engineering team that evaluates a lot of these functions because they want to make sure everything they built is showing up correctly in SelectStar, and they are finding new values like lineage and the dependency mapping that they didn't know about before. But they soon end up bringing on a lot of data analysts so that the analysts can actually get the same information without having to rely on the engineering team. And then usually the next step is for the analyst team to start involving product managers, ops analysts, and business stakeholders to start utilizing SelectStar so that they can also self-service a lot of these tribal knowledge information about the data.
I mean, I imagine it's very similar in my world. I'm more of like the DevOps developer side than the data side, but as a dev working with an operations team, I'm constantly having to go and request new infrastructure, new things be provisioned. The ops team is out there going like, oh my god, these devs, they are like asking so much. I'm sure it's the same kind of back and forth with the data engineering and data analyst team. And it sounds like SelectStar helps to alleviate some of that clashing and make
Exactly.
it more
Yeah.
self-service for the data analysts, at least. Was that true? Did I get it?
Yes. Yes. You got it right. Yeah, that is one of the main things that we solve to make sure that there's a communication and also a place where everyone can self-service their data questions answered.
Love it.
Yeah,
Jillian, I think we're almost at time.
I think so too. Shinji, what's the best place where people can go to learn more and get started with SelectStar?
Just selectstar.com. We have a 14-day free trial. You can connect Redshift, any BI tools right away, and you'll get your own SelectStar instance like within hours. So I would definitely recommend you to check it out. We also do have a booth here at AWS reInvent, booth number 1247. So, and we have a cool swags. So feel free to drop by. And AM, Jillian, you guys should also drop by as well.
Definitely.
And last but not least, I do have a theater session on Thursday here at
cool.
reInvent at 11:45 a.m. on Thursday. So yeah, anyone who's more interested in learning more about SelectStar and our best practices around organizing and making sure the data is being communicated well inside the company, please check that out.
Definitely going to stop by the booth. That's really exciting. This is great.
Yeah. Take us out, Jillian.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shinji. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm definitely going to stop by your booth. And this is AWS On Air. Stick around for more news.